This is a video by Richmond. Today we are working on a Jeep Grand Cherokee. This happens to be a 1995 model. And what we're doing today is we are replacing the radiator and AC condenser. Now we're going to start by removing the battery. And we have to remove this hold down clamp right here that's held on by two 10mm headed bolts. Now after we get those bolts out, we have to remove the battery cables from the battery. Now we're also going to remove the battery box. There are 5 10mm headed bolts that secure the battery box. There's one right here, 2 right here on the side, and 2 right here on the back. Now if you want to drain your coolant, this is the drain on the right corner of the radiator. It is a 16mm headed hex. Now if you have an automatic transmission, you want to disconnect this fluid line right here. This nut right here is a 22 and this one is a 19. And the reason I got that blue tape on my thumb is I banged it up. So I'm such a tough guy, I don't even want to stop work to get a Band-Aid. Watch out for the fluid. Watch out. What? Oh, nothing. Next we need to remove the grill. It's held on by 3 Phillips head screws here and here. And once those are gone, we can take the grill out. Next, we need to remove these 10mm headed nuts that hold on the fan shroud. Next, remove this tube and this clamp right here. Now we need to remove this radiator support. There's a 10mm there and here. Right. And underneath here, there are two bolts that I removed. And there are 2 more bolts on this side. We have this bolt and this bolt right here. Now we just take the support, pull it up, and we can move it over right over here, and we can leave the hood release cable on it. We need to remove these locks from the AC lines. Next, we need to remove this quick disconnect right at the AC condenser. Now, if you have refrigerant, now is the time to take it out. Have somebody take it out. But most likely there isn't any refrigerant in it because that's why you're replacing the AC condenser. There's nothing in the system. So you need a little tool like this. Now what this will do is it will push the gator spring out of the way so you can slide the line off. Now make sure there's no refrigerant in the system before you remove these lines. That will remove the line. Now we have 1 more line to remove. Next, we need to remove this top cooler line. It'll give it a little shot of penetrating oil because sometimes these can be tough to get off. This one is a 19mm. I give it a little shock right there. Alright. Luckily that one came off easy. You might get a little fluid there. Nope, nothing. Now we can remove the top radiator hose. Slide that spring clamp back. Next, remove condenser to radiator bolt, one right here on this side and one on the other side. It's on the top portion of the condenser. Now, to gain access to the bottom radiator hose, we need to remove this little shield right here. It's held on by 4 push pins. Now, before we get the radiator out, we have to remove the bottom radiator hose. Okay, look out, look out. All right. Now we can remove the radiator. I'm hung up on the hose here. There it is. Now the AC condenser. I highly recommend that you replace the bottom radiator hose while you got everything out. It's so restricted down here. So now it's just a matter of reversing our steps from here. So that's all there is to replace a radiator and AC condenser on your Jeep Grand Cherokee.